The Mendon-Honeoye Falls-Lima Sentinel welcomes you to this edition of the Mayors and Supervisors Weekly Update, brought to you by...
Each week, our community makes history. Each week, you make history. And each week, there's only one source to turn to for the first take on history. You know what that is? Subscribe to the Sentinel right now to discover the history being made in your own backyard.
The Mendon-Honeoye Falls-Lima Sentinel. More than just your news, it's your history.
Hey, welcome everyone to this week's edition of the Mayors and Supervisors Update. I'm Chris Carosa, publisher of the Mendon-Honeoye Falls-Lima Sentinel, and each week we bring you the goings-on from around our community. And we're going to start off this week with Mike Falk, Lima Supervisor. Mike, bail me out here. How we doing?
Pretty good, Chris. Things are going well here in Lima. This past week, the Lima Town Board met on Tuesday, and we appointed Andrew Torpy to fill the vacant board seat. So Mr. Torpy is a lifelong resident of Lima. He's a building contractor and real estate salesperson, and is very interested in becoming part of the town board and process. So welcome to Andy. We also, the town board did accept the map, plan, and report from the town engineers, Clark Patterson Lee, for proposed Water District 5. The proposed water district would encompass all of the streets outside of the village that currently do not have public water. Look for a public information meeting to be scheduled sometime in January. I met with the rest of the Genesee Finger Lakes Regional Planning Council members this past Thursday. One of the topics, of course, is the upcoming solar eclipse. April 8th of 2024, we will be having a total eclipse of the sun in this area. And while Lima is not in the direct path, we will see complete darkness for 3.5 minutes or something like that. I know it seems silly to be even talking about it when it's so far away, except that we have all kinds of data. Solar eclipses happen all over the planet all the time. We have all kinds of data on what's going to happen because of people who want to come and see the eclipse. So the Rochester Finger Lakes area is expecting 500,000 visitors. Many of them will drive their cars, in fact, the bulk of them. They will park on the roads. They will view the eclipse. And then the lion's share of them will drive away within 15 minutes of the eclipse leaving, which creates a huge traffic nightmare for everybody. And it has wide-ranging implications with fire equipment, emergency equipment, law enforcement, who can get through, et cetera, et cetera. Many different things have to go into this so that we are not caught sort of shorthanded, as it were, during the eclipse and the sort of leading up to it and afterwards. Some will come and stay, some will need places to sleep and eat and all that other stuff, but a lot of planning is going into it. The Genesee Regional Transportation Council is going to be taking the lead in the area planning with the Genesee Finger Lakes Regional Planning Council sort of assisting. There is going to be a stakeholder meeting coming up, and it's going to be over in Ontario County fairly soon, maybe as soon as the 15th. And yes, yep. Going to be at it's a hybrid eclipse transportation sector meeting, Eastern region area in Hopewell on Thursday, December 15th at 9 a.m. I do have all the details. You can email me, supervisor@townoflima.org, and I can send you the meeting notice if you are a stakeholder, local government, transportation, highway department, EMS, that kind of thing. Congratulations to Lima resident Barry Inglesby for completing 26 years of service representing the village of Lima on the Livingston County Planning Board. Barry has indicated he'll be retiring at the end of this calendar year. Quite a lot of items have gone before the board during those 26 years, and we would like to thank him. Barry personifies the service and dedication of our best selves. And that's all I've got, Chris.
All right. Thanks, Mike. I will read something from Maggie Ridge from Scottsville. She sends word that Solstice Day is on the way. As a reminder, the village of Scottsville will plow your sidewalk, but will not salt. It's the responsibility of the homeowner or business owner to salt and keep the sidewalks safe. The village is also responsible for plowing the village streets. The town plows the county and state roads, North Road, Chili Avenue, Main Street, Rochester Street, and Scottsville West Henrietta Road. Please do not push snow into the streets, nor park on the sidewalks or right-of-way. No parking is allowed on village streets between the hours of 3 a.m. and 6 a.m. so the teams can clear the streets. Speed radar signs are up, operating and collecting data. They are battery operated and portable, so we can move them as the need arises. The data collected can be useful in ascertaining patterns and may be helpful when contacting the sheriff's office and requesting enforcement. Kudos to Scottsville and Mumford firefighters who were quick to extinguish a tractor-trailer fire on Rochester Street. The incident occurred at around 2:30 p.m. on December 7th. There was a loud explosion that could be heard around the village. One of the tires of the trailer blew out and the trailer, full of frozen Cool Whip, caught fire. The flames were put out, but the road was closed until 11 p.m. for cleanup. We hope this did not cause a Cool Whip shortage for the holidays. I've saved the best for last. This is Maggie has saved the best for last. We're very excited to announce 2 new companies that have chosen Scottsville to expand and grow their businesses. I'd like to officially welcome Ellenek Towing, who've moved to 67 Rochester Street. They've promised to clean up the property and eventually purchase the land. Scottsville is also delighted to welcome Bears Playgrounds, a nationally known playground company who has decided that 39 Main Street, the old Ameritherm building, is the perfect place to expand their business. And that's what we have from Scottsville. John, the town of Mendon. What's going on in the town of Mendon?
Hi, Chris. First, I'd say that anyone who has not listened to or read what Mike had to say about the solar eclipse coming in April of 2024, Mike did an excellent job of describing it. And I'm not going to repeat basically what he said, but you should refer to that because that Mike, your report was perfect for the upcoming eclipse. And it's going to be a situation where traffic and that kind of thing could be affected greatly. We recently had a barn fire in Mendon on Parish Road. You may have heard about it. And on Parish Road, there is no public water. So I just want to give kudos to not only the Mendon Fire Department and the Honeoye Falls Fire Department for doing a great job. The fire did not spread to the house, which was great. And also something called the tanker, I believe it's brigade, if I'm using the right terminology, is something that the neighboring towns that have tanker trucks that are these are fire trucks that are tankers, all come and they get water from the hydrants nearby, bring it to the site so that the firemen on site can extinguish the fire. So we appreciate all the hard work by all the fire departments who responded to that fire. We have a special use permit for a new pizza place in the hamlet. It was formerly a pizza place. The big difference here is that there is also going to be an apartment that's going to be rented upstairs. So that is on the agenda for the planning board. Certainly, if you have any questions, you can refer to the town website or call town hall, and we'd be more than happy to answer any questions. Mendon Green, which is a 30-home subdivision on Route 64, just south of the Pittsburgh line, but north of the Thruway. Most people don't realize that's the town of Mendon, but there is a little stretch north of the Thruway. That is proceeding with the 30 homes. They're doing some infrastructure work there now. Have a meeting with our newly elected Jen Lunsford, who is now representing the town of Mendon. I'll be meeting with her in the next week or two, just to go over some of the details of her responsibilities as far as representation of our town at the state level. Our fire protection committee is continuing to meet and will continue to meet through the New Year's. We're making strides in that regard, and certainly when the situation with a barn fire that I mentioned earlier occurs, it really sets the tone as to why we are in need of the volunteer fire personnel from the community. Also, there's a menorah lighting in the village of Honeoye Falls on December 21st. Certainly encourage all to attend. Last year was the first year there was a menorah, and I think it went over very well, and certainly everyone was appreciative and of the event. The town meetings, as I mentioned last week, will now be at Town Hall starting January 1st of 2023. Previously, due to COVID, we were holding the meetings at the community center, but starting January 1st, everything's at Town Hall. And January 2nd will be our organizational meeting, which will, as I mentioned, be at Town Hall. And that is where we make various appointments and contracts for the upcoming year, because the fiscal year for the towns coincides with the calendar year. So that pretty much covers it for the town of Mendon, and appreciate the time as always.
All right. Thanks, John. Mike, anything additional to add? Negative? All right. Thank you for being here, both of you. Thank everyone out there for watching. Remember, we are airing every Sunday at 1 o'clock. Like our Facebook page, and you will be notified when we air. Or if you prefer YouTube, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and you will also be notified at 1 p.m. on Sunday when this program airs. That's it for now. Next week, bring your birthday hats. More on that later. But for now, ta-ta. We'll talk to you later.
Imagine yourself communicating with a difference. Pan-Dimensional Solutions helps you do this. Whether live spectator events, taped broadcasts, or real-time audience-engaging programs, you can benefit immediately from the tools Pan-Dimensional Solutions will share with you. Do you want to make a difference? Contact us at pandimensional.com.